You're with Lauren Laverne, and I'm delighted to say I'm with Anna Kendrick. Welcome.
Oh, hello, Miss Laverne.
Hello,
How are
Kendrick.
you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thanks. I just got into London town last night.
Yeah.
Feeling excited about the day.
Good, good. So, I mean, I know you spent a bit of time here in London.
Yes.
It must be good to be back, I guess.
It is. It's lovely. It's lovely. I every time I come to London, I always want English tea, and I think that I'll want it when I get back to the States, and I never do.
It just has to be here.
Yeah, it's something in the air.
Rain? Potentially.
Rain, yeah, perhaps,
drink,
yeah.
That's why we need so many hot
Yeah.
liquids,
Whereas the California drought doesn't really warrant tea.
You just want one of those bubble teas that are like blue.
Oh, those are horrible.
I've never had one.
The ones with the bits of tapioca in the bottom. It's or whatever, you know.
Yeah, is that what that is?
Yeah,
Is that what that
it's
is?
really horrible. It's like these it's like they look like these kind of delicious gummy type like
Sweet
jelly
things,
bean type
yeah.
things, and actually they're like this tapioca custard encased in a seaweed-esque wrapping. It's horrible. It's truly horrible. And I choked one down once because there was someone I was trying to impress and they swore by it, and it was ages ago.
This is like the first time Edinburgh Beams came to London, and I just ate the whole thing. I didn't know that you had to take the piece out. So you are over here for the premiere of Pitch Perfect 2, and to talk about the film. And it is, for the people who haven't seen it, the next instalment in the adventures of the acapella group, the Bellas.
Yes, the next installment. That sounds very official. It sounds very Star Wars-esque, actually.
We were just talking about the Star Wars trailer.
Yeah, it's not that epic. It's not. Yeah, that is the thing that I love about the film, is that the stakes couldn't be lower, and yet you're really invested. And when I signed on to the first movie, my model was sort of Dodgeball. You remember that film, Dodgeball?
Of course.
Like the stakes just couldn't be any lower. It's like, will they or won't they win an a cappella competition? But you really care.
You do.
You really want them to.
Well, especially after the opening sequences of the new film, which I got to see last night. So it begins with a concert that it kind of goes as wrong as it can, doesn't it?
Yes. We are performing for the president, as though that's a thing that happens. A cappella groups get so famous they get to perform for the president. And Fat Amy, played by the lovely Rebel Wilson, has a wardrobe malfunction and shows her vagina to the president, and so we are disgraced.
Yes.
Wow. And have to win back our good name.
It's just a metaphor for the whole
very
showbiz experience, isn't it, really? The show must go on, so the Bellas have to kind of
We've all
back.
shown our proverbial vagina to the president. We've all been there.
In allegorical terms, of course.
Yes.
So they need to get their reputation back, and that takes them into like this competition with vocal groups from all over the world.
Yes.
I mean, is a cappella, is it a kind of global phenomenon?
I think so.
No,
I think we're sort of living in.
I
mean, I think a cappella, certainly exists in other countries. I think notably Australia has no concept of this kind of performing. That's what I was recently told, but. We're sort of playing it as though, the a cappella world is very cutthroat and very serious, in the same way that, dodgeball is not a serious sport, but in the film Dodgeball, there are, sort of baddie teams and goodie teams. And so in this we have like very ruthless and serious German rivals who are very, very funny and very good at the singing and the dancing, as evil Germans tend to be.
I mean, if the film is a lot of fun, what was it? Was there a lot of corpsing on set? I mean, how did you stop just laughing?
Yeah, I am the weak one, I think. It's never the moments that people think.
It's not during the jokes,
it's
probably.
not. Yeah, it's like when there's just like a very serious line that sort of tickles me. Like there's a very serious moment where we're all around a campfire and we're and then we start singing Cups. We start singing the Cup song in a very serious way, and it's really touching. And I'm so glad that in the film it works and it comes across very well, and with great sincerity. And but on the day that we shot it, I did have the church giggles.
Yeah, I think that's it. Especially, I would guess, being in a kind of atmosphere with so many girls, because you develop that kind of group mentality and the group hysteria. Yes. That naturally follows. Of course it does.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how did you cope with that? Would you have to just think about something really sad?
I was told by Olivia Wilde, who's told by her husband Jason, who's a famous comedian, that what you have to do is this is so messed up. You have to, in that moment, only for that moment, think of something you really hate about that person. And it's so dark. It's
spoken like a true comic.
It's so dark, but it really works. If you're suddenly like, you know, I hate it when you do that thing. It really bugs me. And suddenly you're like, you're not funny at all. But then you have to come out of it because it'll ruin your day. You have to like snap out of it and be like, no, she's my friend.
You can't let it damage your relationship long term.
No.
So some amazing cameos.
It's a dangerous technique to be used by true professionals.
Well, I would have thought so. So as we said, there's a cameo from the Obamas in the film, which is pretty exciting.
Wait, but can I ask you? You do know, or did you think you do know that it's just footage that we used? Because I was in Spain yesterday promoting this lovely film,
right?
And so many journalists were like, "So Obama came to the Pitch Perfect 2 set," and I was like, "Of course he didn't. That would be insane."
Oh.
So they repurposed some footage of him watching the Kennedy Center performance, which coincidentally I was at. So he is watching me, but he's not watching me sing a cappella in a glittery jumpsuit.
I mean, I kind of enjoyed buying into the fantasy, but that was elective.
Yes, I see. I see.
Like,
you're a true moviegoer.
I love that. Yeah.
Yes.
But there is a real cameo from Snoop Dogg.
I know.
Tell me about that, because you're in that scene.
I know. That was an exciting day for everyone. And it was one of those things where I was so excited and so humiliated because he's so cool, you know, and obviously like everyone I knew was so jealous, and he was just, you know, very funny, very relaxed, very like engaged and game to play around and stuff, and it, you know, couldn't have been a better experience. But in the scene, I have to sing "Here Comes Santa Claus," and originally I was maybe gonna sing. There was a moment where I was maybe gonna sing "Blue Christmas," which is quite a pretty song, and I thought, oh, I'll get to sing this kind of, you know, pretty Christmas ballad in front of Snoop Dogg, and that might be fun. And then at the last minute, they were like, "Yeah, you're gonna have to sing 'Here Comes Santa Claus," and I was like, oh, this is like a fever dream I had once, where Snoop Dogg came to my workplace and I had to sing a children's Christmas carol, and it was, you know, tremendously embarrassing, and he had gold nail art, which he did, which was amazing. It was so cool. Like, how cool do you have to be like a 6'5" black man wearing nail art? Pretty cool. Because I was like, yeah, I mean, do it. Live your life, Snoop.
Amazing.
Like I had to tell you to do that.
So, I mean, one of the things I love about the film is that it's just lots of girls being funny, and all being funny in their own ways, like lots of different kinds of funny, which is, it seems like that's a new thing and an increasing thing, that there is an increasing kind of diversity of roles available to women in Hollywood. Yeah,
I mean, I certainly hope so, and I think that that's down to Kay Cannon, who wrote the first one, and she wrote this one, and she did write for 30 Rock, which is, in my opinion, like one of the greatest comedies on TV of all time, and she just has this, you know, seemingly endless wealth of, you know, funny female characters in her brain. And so, you know, we've added 2 more to the already very diverse group of personalities in these characters. The new freshman who's like really excited, really naive, and very funny. And then this kind of dark, sarcastic, like nihilistic Spanish chick who's always sort of reminding us, like, you know, we could all die tomorrow and none of this matters.
Yes,
and it's just
she's
such a brilliant
reason.
You know, just when we think, you know, things just couldn't get any worse, she's like, you know, we could all just get murdered tomorrow. It's so funny.
We've seen you singing a lot recently in Into the Woods.
Sorry about all that.
No, it's great. I mean, do you kind of have to approach those films very differently? I would imagine you have to take care of your voice much more.
You know, certainly the last 5 years in Into the Woods are 2 musicals that I did last year, and those were tremendously demanding vocally, because it's, you know, that's not my job. It's like a thing I do, but it's not what I do. So it's that was difficult. And then, you know, on the first Pitch Perfect and on this one, the music team, like, they're so fantastic. They make it so easy. Like, I swear to you, a monkey could do it. It's absolutely wonderful. That you really get pampered. They sort of break everything down for us and make us look like we are, you know, superbly talented at this really challenging very specific craft, and
and
we don't actually have to do the work that a cappella groups really have to do.
I'm sure you have to be able to hold a tune. It's incredible, and all that the you know, the kind of choreography and everything as well.
Yeah.
Did you get quite into all that?
Yeah, I mean, we have a really good time with it, and we and because we're not dancers, we get really attached to pieces of choreography because it's like such a departure from what we normally get to do. We're like, oh, I love that bit in the middle with the body roll, and you know, because it makes us feel like kind of rock stars when we are clearly not. And so when they change things, we get really butthurt about it. We're like, but that was the bit with the body roll. I loved that bit.
Has it changed your off-duty behaviour? Because, like, music-wise, you know, has it got you into anything new? Or perhaps, you know, if you're in maybe a nightclub, Anna, and, you know, your jam comes on, now you can bust out some serious moves. No. I still don't. Yeah, no. I've actually taken, I think I used to be more enthusiastic dancing. Yeah.
And now I've taken to just jumping. I'm just more of a jumper. Yeah.
Okay.
I think, you know, you catch your reflection dancing too many times and you learn your lesson.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm just going to stick to sort of general back and forth and occasional jumping when I get excited.
I have to cover up all the mirrors now like a widow before I start to bust a move. So what do you listen to in your spare time? I mean, you know, music obviously is a passion.
Well, I just, I was listening to, because I'm super cool, I've been listening to Pimp a Butterfly, which I sound really silly even saying. And I just started listening to the new Alabama Shakes album.
Oh, yeah. Sound and Colour.
That it was recommended to me. It was quite cool.
Mm-hmm. LCD sound system. We saw you in the video for Pow Pow.
That was one of those things that made me feel like a genuine cool person for about 2 seconds. David Ayer, who ended up directing me in End of Watch, asked me to do this LCD sound system video, and I was like, oh, my dreams are coming true.
So listen, you've been nominated for a Tony. You've been nominated for an Oscar. Were you nominated for a Tony at 12? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That must have changed your life.
Well, I mean, everything's changing your life at 12. Like, your whole life is sort of in flux at 12. So it's difficult for me to say or to know. But I think especially at 12, I was like, cool, that's great.
Yeah.
You took it for granted, if I did something now when I was nominated, I think it would be a much bigger deal to me, and it would mean more to me, because at the time I knew it was amazing, but you're only 12, you don't have much to compare it to.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. So what about the Oscar nomination then for Up in the Air?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, overwhelming, wonderful.
Is that one of those things that you get to think, okay, I can relax a bit now? And I know I'm always going to get work. Do you know what I mean? Do you lose the freelance mentality?
No, God, I don't think I'll ever lose that.
Really?
No, I mean, I guess I would have thought it would. No, in fact, I feel like I'm always, I was unemployed and looking for work for so long, and just you couldn't get arrested, and I think that feeling just never leaves you. That feeling of like, just moments ago I was unemployed.
I'm just at the beginning. Because I did notice on your Twitter feed that you made a joke about hoarding quarters, even though you now own a washing machine. Is that what that comes from? Is
that a British thing? Like, do you use is there just a certain coin you use at the laundromat? Do you have a laundromat? We have laundrettes. Yes.
Here.
But is it mostly like giving your laundry over and then going back and getting it?
Well, that's a service wash. So it just depends what you're after, really.
Because I think, especially like American kids around sort of college age, it's like finding a quarter is more exciting than finding $1. Because it means that you can't put $1 in the laundry machine. If you want to do laundry in the apartment building that I lived in for about 10 years, my roommates and I would just steal quarters from each other. So it was like, we would never steal, bills from each other. That would be stealing. But quarters was just like, well, I just need to, come on, he won't notice.
So you have your own washing machine now?
I do. It's so exciting.
Well, are white goods your major celebrity spend now that you're, working consistently? Is it kind of freezers, housewares, that kind of thing? Yeah,
I guess those are sort of the luxuries.
The outlandish purchases. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, I just bought a good blender. It's all very exciting. It's an exciting time to be alive.
Because you're a baker. You like.
Yeah, God, I haven't done it in so long because I just haven't had time. But I do enjoy baking. It sort of shuts my brain off.
Right.
Put a film on and people say they love cooking because it's like you can have a glass of wine and you can, it's all very loosey-goosey, and I just can't stand for that.
No, you like the precise.
I like the precision. Yeah, I like it just occupies your entire brain.
It's kind of physics, right? Baking, you just have to get all the amounts right.
Let's not give me more credit than I'm not really thinking about the physics. It's just, get that brown sugar level, pack it and get it level. Oh my God, wait.
What?
Wait, okay. Great British Bake Off is BBC, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to, maybe I'm in the wrong building.
No, it's fine. What do you need?
I need Great British Bake Off. I need all the seasons.
Okay, yeah.
There was like one season on. There was like one. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Now that it's occurred to me, like I'm gonna make sure that I get this because I am obsessed with that show. It's so sweet because all the American cooking shows are like, you're shit. Get out of my kitchen.
Oh, well, can't use that word, Anna. But yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
Now I'm in trouble.
Well,
I thought it was all loosey-goosey over in the UK.
I'm channeling Mary Berry. Imagine she's in the room.
Okay.
But it's
my apologies, Miss Berry. But it's just, they're all so nice. It's like something goes wrong and they're like, well, I'll bet you're just really regretting, throwing that fit earlier, and it happens to the best of us, but it's a shame.
They're
all
that
really
you're nice.
Bake Off.
We can definitely hook you up.
Well, now that I've cursed on the show, I feel like I'm in trouble.
No, it's fine. But we do have to apologise just in case anybody listening has very sensitive ears. I'm sure they're all fine. Don't worry. So you are a role model for tons of people.
Well, gee, now that I've done,
a foul-mouthed role model for so many people. But you're very, very supportive and encouraging of your fans online. I've seen that. I've seen you kind of interacting with them. Who were your heroes when you were growing up?
Bette Midler.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that I had like specific heroes. Jem and the Holograms, Hulk Hogan, people like that.
Jem and the Holograms, as in Jem Truly Outrageous.
I don't know. Is that
the cartoon? She had pink hair on the top, and then she could lift it up, and she had the blonde bob.
Absolutely.
And then the Misfits were the rival band.
Yes, the Misfits. Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, the Misfits.
I think kind of had better songs though. I always wanted Jem's earrings that flashed. They lit up. And these days it's a bit of, as well as the Bake Off, it's Game of Thrones for you.
Oh God, I can't get enough. Except that I've been traveling, so I missed episode 3. So I'm like trying to avoid going online at all, lest things be spoiled for me. But I'm very much enjoying that show. And my brother has read all the books, and he likes to occasionally ask me what I think is going to happen. And then he'll just say well, next week this is probably going to happen. Just kidding. And I can never tell. I can never tell.
Well, you how could you? Because you couldn't invent more outlandish plot lines.
It's true.
It's true. Is that a challenge you'd like to take on? I mean, they'd be lucky to have you in the mix on Thrones. And there are so many characters.
There are.
Weave you in quite easily.
I know. I wouldn't mind being a faceless man, just sort of maybe just one of the many faces that Jack and Hagar goes through, or something like that. Just a short enough moment to make people go, was that girl from the Yeah.
There's some good cameos. Yonzi from Sigur Rós had a cameo recently. Episode singing.
Singing
at the wedding.
Yes, at the wedding.
Joffrey throws some coins at him.
Oh,
Joffrey. So what's next for you? I did notice that you tweeted that your hands were covered in goo from filming, and that Lisa Kudrow had been brushing your hair out of you.
I know. She is absolutely one of the loveliest people. It was such a great experience working with her. I did this independent film called Table 19 with Stephen Merchant, who was gorgeous. And I did a scene where, without spoiling anything, my entire outfit and my hands and my hair get sort of covered in muck, and I couldn't touch my own. I was trapped. I couldn't drink a bottle of water. I felt really pathetic, and I would be blowing my hair out of my eyes, and Lisa Kudrow came and very lovingly pushed my hair out of my eyes, and I was like, this is a magical moment, actually. Lisa Kudrow.
Well, that sounds wonderful. Listen, well, apart from that and the Great British Bake Off, which we now imagine you might take part in the next series.
It looks really stressful, but I do want to go and hang out in that tent and just observe. That's my dream.
We're going to put the wish
before
out
Game
there.
of Thrones.
We are going to put the wishes
priority
for both the Thrones and the Bake Off out there. Anna Kendrick, thank you so much for joining me. Pitch Perfect 2 is out next Friday. It's an absolute pleasure to see you on 6 Music.